and welcome back to Forza Motorsport 7. Now, if you've been watching my channel for really quite a while now, you may remember that quite a while ago we did something called relay racing. Now this was essentially two teams of two people building two cars to fit both of them within a certain PI limit. Now these two cars would do 2 laps of a track, and whoever got both of their cars around that track the quickest before the other team would win. Now it's a fairly simple premise, obviously, however it was a lot of fun and it brought out quite a lot of good racing, so we decided to do it again. However, this time we would have more people. We had 9 people in total, 3 teams of 3 people this time, and we decided to change the rules a little bit. The first rule that I thought I should implement into this relay racing was that the maximum PI you could build a car to would be 800 PI, or in other words, the top of S-Class, as if you have one, say, F1 car or LMP car or whatever, and have the rest of your cars slow cars, sure, the slow cars will be slow, but you'll have one incredibly fast car and it's quite an OP tactic, so I decided that the maximum PI car you could have would be 800 PI. As for the PI limit for the entire team, I decided to set that at 1700 PI. I thought this was quite good because if you wanted a completely balanced team, it would mean everyone would have to get into mid-B class cars, and obviously if you wanted to get a faster car and a slower car, then you'd have to change things around with that, so I thought that could be a good number to go with. And the rule that I thought would make this one quite interesting and different is one person on your team had to pick a car from the 1980s, one person had to pick a car from the 1990s, and one person had to pick a car from the 2000s, so 2000 to 2010. I thought this would make it interesting because I thought it would be quite difficult to choose, say, what car you wanted as your fastest car. Would you want something from the 80s, or would you want something more modern from the 2000s? So, with the rules all set, I set about getting together a team, and here is what I came up with. So, first up on my team would be me driving a top of B-class Maserati Ghibli. Now this was from the 1990s, and I would say I'm pretty confident building and driving B-class cars, so I was pretty happy with my car choice. This car drove pretty well, so yeah, I was pretty confident with my choice. Next up was Robot Barasu in an A-Class 700 PI 2005 Honda NSX. Now we hoped, this being our fastest car on our team, it would carve a nice lead for us in the races. And finally, driving the slowest car on our team would be PTG Muggs. He was driving a 1985 D-Class 400 PI Nissan Safari. Now it looks silly, but it did have a very high acceleration stat, so we hoped this would be good for defending. So with a slightly odd strategy, it was anyone's guess as to how well we would do in the races. So this is what happened. Right, so for the first race we have come to Hockenheim. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a car park growing. My Maserati Ghibli are going to launch second. We've got a A-Class Honda NSX driven by Robot Barasu, and then a D-Class Nissan Safari. My car is B-Class, and then we all fit into the PI quite nicely. We've got an S-Class Mercedes going there, an orange, my orange NSX of my team, the orange team, and white team's Clio. So yeah, I just hope that NSX can do fairly well. It will be running relatively mid-pack in the cars that have run. Obviously it won't be as fast as the Mercedes, but it will be faster than that Clio. I'll be surprised if it isn't. So yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. Right, so I can see cars coming around on the minimap. I'm guessing that first one is Kiak in the S-Class Mercedes, purple team's Mercedes S-Class car. That is the highest PI that you could have possibly chosen. So they've gone for get the fastest car possible going around first, and then the slower ones afterwards, basically. The Clio is just coming into the stadium sector now. It will be slower than the others, but there we go. Purple's team Mercedes has crossed the line. That means the Jeep can go now. My NSX, my team's NSX, is just coming around the final corner now, so I can launch. No! Right, here we go. In the Ghibli, the Maserati Ghibli. White team, they do have a Lamborghini Countach that is a class above my car. However, oh god, understeer, yeah, that's fun. We'll have some of that. But yeah, I don't think I can really be too worried by that Countach just now. Or no, yeah, I think it's the Countach. Oh no, it's not. It's the S2000, I think. I'm getting confused by everything, but yeah, God, I hope I can catch that that Jeep, because yeah, I don't think we'll really have any other chance of winning if we don't, to be honest. So I need to try my best to catch Holmgren in that. I think it's like a D-Class Jeep, and I believe Lewis, or Team DC Hyper, is driving a C-Class car next. So I've got to make as much time as I can in this Maserati. Will we be able to get the Jeep before the line? It's going to be hard to overtake as well. It's a pretty large vehicle, and obviously them having an S-Class car running out first to get some clean air, nice clean air for the Jeep to run in, is a good idea. We've tried to do that with our team, however, obviously we didn't have as fast of a car running first, so we haven't really been able to do that as well as them, to be honest. I've just got to try and count on my last teammate to get the acceleration, basically, on Lewis, which he might be able to do, because I found out that his car has more acceleration than mine, ever so slightly, and he's in D-Class, so 2 classes below mine. It's going to be close as we come to the line. He's sideways around the penultimate corner. He's going to come around the last corner ahead of me here. Oh no, that's not what I wanted at all. It's going to be close, but Purple Team is going to let out their brat in front of my Safari. Only just, though. So I guess really anything could happen. So with 2 cars of the exact same PI being let out one after another, my orange team's Safari being let out just after the purple team's Subaru, I wasn't too confident in my Safari's chances, because I knew that it did struggle in the top end. Muggs had said that it struggled in the top end. You can see, kind of has a look, it kind of tries to get the inside of the Subaru on the braking there, but just can't really do it, can't get the speed. However here, surprisingly, is where he could fight back on the massive long back straight. The Subaru just didn't have an answer for the Safari, and you can see it tries to lunge under the brakes, but it couldn't get him on the exit of the hairpin. The big question is, though, could the Safari stay ahead of the Subaru for the rest of the lap? And there we go, white team is now sending out their Countach Louis, and the Countach is going out last. They're sending their faster car out last, which is a different strategy to what everyone else has done. I'm not sure if you will be able to gain the ground. They have lost a little bit of time, maybe because they've sent out slower cars, but I'm not sure. It was quite a big lead that the other 2 teams had. I'm not sure if you will be able to gain that back, but we'll see. Okay, I see dots appearing on the minimap there. We've got 2 dots. I assume that is my team and Hyper close together there. The Countach is actually quick approaching. They're only 1 corner away, is Louis and the Countach. That's the white team, as we're all forming a nice little line, waiting for them to come round to see who's going to come round the final corner in first place. Who is it? It's going to be my team. It's going to be Muggs in the Nissan Safari. The orange team will be victorious for this first race. Well done. Well done, Muggs. It's going to be purple team coming round in second, and the fastly approaching Countach. He was actually catching them by quite some distance. I reckon a couple more corners might have been in with more of a shout. But that was pretty good, and my Safari and my team did manage to claw back first place, or get first place. So, pretty nice victory for orange team there. So for our second race, we've come here to Watkins Glen, and as you can see, my team have stayed in the same order. We're sending out our fastest car first, the A-Class car, then my car, the B-Class car, then Muggs in the Safari, the D-Class car. That seemed to work pretty well last time. Muggs seemed to really draw out quite a big lead just at the end there. As you can see, we've got white team in their Countach sending out their fastest car first. Now that is A-Class as well. That's kind of worrying me a little bit, I'm not going to lie, because we're sending out an A-Class car first as well. Oh, here they come around the corner, and it is the white A-Class car that is coming round in first position. So they will be sent out first, and then me. That means Gem in the white S2000 up there is also B-Class, same as my car. However, they just seem to have the little bit of advantage in that Countach. They seem to get a much better launch, and I think they have just stuck ahead for the rest of that lap. So I've got some work to do. I guess all we've really got to lean on is our Safari, which is something I never thought I would say, I'll be honest, but it does have extremely good acceleration. It does have, again, around the same acceleration as my car, and I'm, what, 2 classes ahead of it. So, yeah, I guess we've just kind of got to rely on that It's the same PI as the Clio, so it probably won't hold up as well in the corners. But yeah, I'm just going to try and cross my fingers and hope that we can bring back a bit of a gap in this final send out. As for the purple team, they're currently sending out their Jeep. Not too much of a worry right now, their team. They have sent out their 2 slowest cars first, so obviously the faster cars can run away. However, they are sending out their fastest car last, their S-Class Mercedes, whereas we are sending out our 2 slowest cars last. So, you know, they could be a team to worry about, as they've been running in clean air pretty much this entire time. They could definitely be a team to worry about here. Right, coming around the final corner, I've not really been able to pull in Gem in that S2000 anymore. If anything, he's actually pulled away a little bit more, so that Clio will get set off a little bit earlier than the Safari. However, I assume it's front-wheel drive, so it won't get the best of launches. I hadn't actually thought about that. It's just a question of, can that mighty accelerating Safari overtake it? With the Clio and the Safari coming around the first corner, the Clio gets some quite big oversteer actually from the rear end. I think it's just a lack of downforce, or just small tires or cold tires, could be one of them. And the Safari manages to breeze past it. However, that certainly isn't the Safari or the Clio's worries over, as remember, the purple team were sending out their fastest car, the S-Class SL65. And there we go! Muggs is going to cross the line first in the Oh, it is going to be close between who gets second. The Clio is just going to lose out on that SL65. The 65 is just going to get out of the line. Oh wow. That was a close finish if ever I saw one. The closing speed was just insane on that one. And the SL65 purple team just grabbed second. However, orange team, my team, have yet again grabbed a first place. Alright, so here we are at Homestead for the final race, and I'm a bit worried because, as you can see, white team have mirrored our PI. You can see the B-Class S2000 is starting next to us. They've got the A-Class Countach starting next to our A-Class NSX, and the D-Class Clio starting next to our D-Class Safari. So we're going to launch once again at 2 minutes. You may notice we've changed our strategy up a little bit. Oh, white team have had a little bit of issues starting, I think. Yeah, they have. Okay, I don't think he was actually paying attention. That has helped us. Oh god, oh, sorry about that. Wow, okay, I should be a bit more careful. Right, so a bit of an eventful start. I did bump the Jeep. The S2K, I don't think, really realised that we were starting, but we are now all up with each other. I think me bumping the Jeep and sort of waiting for it a little bit has helped the white team, but I will take that as our advantage because, yeah, as I said, they have mirrored our team PI. They've got exactly the same cars, and they do have a couple of fast drivers on their team. Well, their team is pretty fast, so they're a team to worry about, basically. And their first driver not really realising that we were launching kind of helped us, really. So I'm just going to hope that we can fend off white team. It's purple team that I'm slightly worried about because they're sending out their fastest car last, their S-Class Mercedes, which could be able to reel us in. Us choosing a different strategy may have messed us up a bit. The S2K's gone off the road slightly there. That is good for us as we come up the banking at the final corner. It's a very nasty corner. The S2K's actually going to crash into the wall. I'm going to crash into the wall a little bit. I think we've all crashed into the wall at that final corner. I'm going to cross the line in first for that first handover. Handover to the Nissan Safari. The white team in second there, handing over to their Clio, and Lewis in the purple Brat. They're going side by side into the first corner there. So yeah, that was a bit of an eventful first lap, really. Obviously we had some crashes, some late starters and so on, but it has worked in my favour, and hopefully this new strategy that we're going for will work in our favour once again. Now, currently at the moment, all of the teams are sending out D-Class cars. Obviously, I handed over to Muggs first, so he has got a bit of a jump start in the Safari, and then Lewis in the Brat and Green Phoenix in the Clio. They're just coming around the last corner now. Here's Muggs in the Safari. He's going to hand over to the A-Class NSX first. That will mean that we get the jump start on the Countach, which we know is very quick. The SL65 is actually going to get handed over second, and then the Clio is going to get handed over last to the Countach. Bit of a surprise there. I'm not really sure what happened. Yeah, must have been some incidents in there, and it's all gone wrong for White Team. I don't think they'll really be able to reel back that gap. So, yeah, it's looking good for our team. Alright, so here they come. Oh, it's going to be close. The purple car is just behind it. It's going to be very close on the line, but it's not going to do it. The closing speed. Oh, God, it actually caught it just before the first corner there. Yes! The NSX will be victorious. The orange team will be victorious. That means we have a clean streak of wins. The orange team wins every single race, even when we changed up our strategy. I think the other team sort of messed up, had a few little mistakes. I even had a few little mistakes in that race, braking too late in some corners, messing up a few corners. But nevertheless, the orange team will still take a victory, a close one. The other teams did put up a very good fight. The SL65 was very close to the NSX at the end there, but the orange team will win. So there you go, that was some relay racing on Forza Motorsport 7. I think these rules worked pretty well, as we had some very close racing and it was a lot of fun to film. So thank you for watching. Also thank you to everyone who took part in this video, it's very much appreciated. But yeah, that's the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. But until the next video, goodbye.